When looking at LEGO Kingdoms, one term comes to mind: wasted potential. While only 16 sets were released between 2010 and 2012, I still consider it to be LEGO's greatest castle theme. Between the creation of two fantastic factions, and the release of sets that opened the door for what was possible for a LEGO castle theme, the sudden disappearance of LEGO Kingdoms in 2012 is something that still triggers me to this day. So what made LEGO Kingdoms so great, and why did LEGO end it? In many ways, Kingdoms felt like a return to tradition for the LEGO castle property. Throughout the 2000s, LEGO had branched out with its various castle themes. For Knights Kingdom 2, fans were provided with characters and a story, one that was told through not only system sets, but through construction figures. While the fantasy era did see factions return to LEGO Castle, it was quite different, as the theme was based in a fantasy world, one with trolls, skeletons, dragons, and dwarves, an area LEGO had never fully explored. In 2010 though, Kingdoms saw LEGO bring back what had made the early years of Classic Castle so great: medieval-based factions, with the introduction of the Lion and Dragon Kingdoms, two rival factions included together in a majority of the sets. These factions, while simple, were still solid, especially with their color palettes. The red and gray featured in the uniforms of the Lion Kingdom matched up perfectly with their various fortresses, whereas the black and green colors of the Dragon Kingdom were also well represented in their respective builds. Now, to be honest, the first year of LEGO Kingdoms was not anything special. Don't get me wrong, sets like King's Castle and Prison Tower Rescue are fantastic. They look great, match up perfectly with their respective factions, and certainly benefited Kingdoms. But still, 2010 did not see Kingdoms bring anything totally new to the table. But that all changed in 2011 and 2012. While only 4 sets were released in 2011, and with there only being one new set on shelves in 2012, these builds still left their mark on LEGO Kingdoms, as these creations transformed Kingdoms from just another castle theme into one of the most revered castle lineups of all time. Sets like the Mill Village Raid and Blacksmith Attack from 2011 are two of my favorite sets from the Kingdoms theme, as LEGO began to explore medieval settings outside of the quote-unquote castle gates. Now, of course, LEGO explored a medieval world in the past with the fantasy era's medieval market village, and with sets like the Garden Inn from Classic Castle, but overall, these types of sets were quite rare. What made these two sets even more special, though, was the fact that they were directly intertwined with the overall Kingdoms theme, as both featured villagers facing off against members of the Dragon Kingdom army. Had LEGO continued Kingdoms, one or two of these medieval village-style sets a year would have been a phenomenal addition to the theme, as it would give fans a chance to build their own medieval village, alongside the castles and fortresses they were used to receiving. On the topic of castles, it would be wrong to disregard the lone set from 2012. That being Kingdoms Joust, a set that legitimately could have revolutionized the Kingdoms theme. For starters, this was a beautiful build, as it included a highly detailed royal arena, along with a viewing stand and a tilt barrier. This set saw LEGO create another structure for the Lion Kingdom, and this creation leaves me with so many questions, as I have to ask: what other kinds of sets could LEGO have created for both the Lion and Dragon Kingdoms? This was by no means LEGO's first jousting set, but it is without a doubt their best. However, what made this set even more special was the introduction of a third faction, with the Falcon Knight included in this set. Is he a Black Falcon? Perhaps. Or is he instead a member of a branch that separated from the main group? It's also a possibility. Regardless, this confirmed that there were not 2, but 3 factions, and this inclusion could have laid the groundwork for a wave of sets including this new LEGO Kingdom. This addition, plus the creation of medieval village sets the year prior, was setting up LEGO Kingdoms for future success, and the sky was truly the limit. But then, just like that, it was over. Kingdoms wrapped up in 2012, and while Castle returned a year later, it was with the self-titled Castle theme, a mini-theme made up of only 5 sets. This begs the obvious question: why did LEGO end Kingdoms, a theme that was truly beginning to hit its stride in 2011 and 2012? LEGO was setting up the groundwork for a second golden age of Castle, only for this theme to be replaced by one of the most disappointing LEGO Castle themes to date. I assume many point to LEGO's Lord of the Rings/Hobbit theme as the reason why Kingdoms wrapped up in 2012. But in all honesty, I don't think these Tolkien properties are to blame. After all, this theme was most likely already in development by the time LEGO began releasing Kingdoms sets in 2010. Besides, the introduction of another castle theme in 2013 that sat on shelves alongside Lord of the Rings and Hobbit sets also dispels this theory. Yes, you could argue that LEGO wanted a smaller castle theme on shelves, one that would take up less space, but judging from the fact that only 5 Kingdoms sets were released between 2011 and 2012, LEGO could have easily shrunk down this theme permanently if desired. The truth of the matter is, LEGO Kingdoms wrapped up in 2012 because LEGO had no intention of turning it into an evergreen theme. Today, it feels like LEGO wants to turn every single property into a theme that lasts forever. But a decade ago, that was not the case. Look at themes like Atlantis, a very successful property that only lasted 2 years, or Ninjago, a theme that was crushing it not only on shelves, but on air, with each and every episode averaging millions of viewers. Atlantis was done after only 2 years, whereas LEGO nearly canned Ninjago at the end of 2012. The truth of the matter is that all of these themes were created to come and go. Like many of you, I'm guilty of constantly asking the what-if questions. What if we got one more wave of Kingdom sets? What if Atlantis lasted another year? What if Power Miners came back in 2011? We can discuss all we want about the wasted potential of these properties. But even though many of them were successful, they were never meant to last. Is this incredibly frustrating? Of course it is. But at the same time, these themes never overstayed their welcome. They came, they saw, they conquered, and they all played a part in turning a part of Gen Z into lifelong LEGO fans. In 16 sets across 3 years, Kingdoms redefined what was possible for a LEGO castle property. And while so much more could have been done with this theme, it does make me happy to know that LEGO Kingdoms left its mark on LEGO Castle forever.